Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here, returning to you finally for the next season 1, episode 10 for Cobra Kai, the finale for season 1, of course, the season 1 finale. So I'm going to discuss what I watched for this 36-minute episode and let you know my thoughts on episode 10 of season 1 overall. So let's dive into the next and final season 1 finale for this review. So pretty much, it goes into the All Valley tournament for this one, where Robbie does join the tournament too at the last second. You find out that he's kind of on his own and basically joins in an odd way, apparently, but he has no one backing him up to be his sensei or whatever. But overall, Cobra Kai does join the tournament, and pretty much majority of them do happen to win, and some of them lose. Uh, Pretty much, Samantha's best friend or whatever, that's part of Cobra Kai. She lost in I think it was I wouldn't say semifinals, but she came close to going to the semifinals. So it was pretty close, and she lost and got really angry after that. So Samantha did talk to her old best friend, and they worked stuff out apparently. So in this episode, yeah, um, after most of the fighters lost, there was only four left: Robbie, Hawk, Miguel, and this other guy, uh, Xander or whatever. But Xander did lose to Miguel. And then after that, it just turned into Hawk coming close to winning against Robbie, but he kind of disqualified himself by doing a cheap shot and hitting him behind his back. And after he insulted him, Robbie insulted him. So there was a lot of things that happened in episode 10, but then Sam and Miguel have a moment in this episode where they are trying to reconnect again, but Sam doesn't want to, and he says something out of anger, saying, "I'm gonna beat Robbie in front of you," basically. So pretty much, when it comes to close to the end of the episode, where Robbie and Miguel are fighting in the finals, and basically you find out after a few rounds or so, Robbie's got like a messed up shoulder, and Miguel uses that to his advantage by hitting his shoulder and pretty much almost disqualifying himself, but getting flagged a little bit. So, got warnings and all that. So, pretty much from what I've seen with this episode, it's a pretty good episode. Good season 1 finale. And to finish what I was saying, Miguel did win the tournament, and Cobra Kai won it all. But Robbie did put up a good fight, for sure, and wasn't afraid of Miguel. But from what I've seen with episode 10 of season 1, it's a good finale, for sure. Pretty good finale. I don't know, the ending shows where Johnny Lawrence's previous sensei comes at the end of the episode, and a lot of things happen where Sam goes back into her dad's dojo and starts practicing karate again. Then other things happen where pretty much Robbie has a new sensei, which is, of course, Daniel LaRusso, Mr. LaRusso. So pretty much the performances in this whole season are pretty good, and execution-wise, I think the show did pretty well and stood its own ground and did very well. So this episode is going to be a 9 out of 10 for the final episode. It was really interesting. I really enjoyed episode 10, the season 1 finale. And overall, this whole show is going to get an 8.5 out of 10 for season 1. So it was a pretty good season. It did have its bumps in the road with certain episodes, but it still did very well with how each episode was playing out, and it executed pretty well in its own way. So yeah, 9 out of 10 for episode 10 for the season 1 finale, and 8.5 out of 10 for the whole season 1 of Cobra Kai. I did enjoy the cliffhanger at the end of Cobra Kai. I'm going to be watching season 2 eventually. But until then, I got some other reviews to get out to you guys. But I hope you enjoyed episode 10 for the season 1 finale of Cobra Kai's season 1 review. I did the best I could to make it as good as possible. And I'll see you eventually in season 2's reviews for each episode of season 2 for Cobra Kai, which I will be reviewing that in due time, of course. But thanks for watching. You guys have a good night.